Well, this is it. It's game number 3 here in Boston, Fenway Park. And either Kansas City or Boston tonight, after tonight's game, will play the Baltimore Orioles. Tonight, we're going to have the wild card round. And then that is going to be it until August. When I go to Cambodia, Kansas City has scored exactly 1 run in their games. 1 run in game 1 and 1 run in game 2, but they lose 7-1 and win 1-0. So here is Kansas City. The Kansas City Royals and the Boston Red Sox. Right here, the Boston Red Sox getting ready. And the Kansas City Royals wanting to be ready here. And here it is, Gary Peters. He is going to come in. You can't really rely on any of the previous stats. You can't. Really, the best teams have to get 3 best-of-7 rounds. And here comes Freddie Patek, and here we go. The deciding game will start now, and we're underway. Patek against Gary Peters. There's Patek. It's going to be on the ground. Will they go to first, and they get him 1 out. 1 pitch, 1 out. And the Red Sox, well, yeah, Patek, Shaw, Hopkins, Otis, Pinella Rojas, Oliver May, and Keogh. So not the most offensive team here. And Paul Shaw will be up second. The first one was a bunt. Shaw hitting 125, 1 for 8 in the playoffs. And that'll be a base hit to left field. We knew that was going to hit the ground. They're going to throw to second. But he'll only go to first, and that's the first hit of the game. So Shaw will be on 2 pitches. We have an out and a hit. Here is Gale Hopkins. Remember, these are your third pitchers. So your offense is really ballooned here, and that's going to be a strike. So we're underway. We're ready to go. And Gale Hopkins, that is the first pitch. That wasn't an out or a hit. And here's Gale Hopkins now. The 0-1, top of the first inning. High pop fly, center field. Will they get it? And they won't. And they're going to throw it in. It'll be first and second with 1 out. We're going to expect a lot of this today. It's just the way it is when you have third pitchers coming in. And the first couple games only had 1 run. Here's Amos Otis, 1 out, top of the first. If Kansas City wins, he'll play Baltimore. That'll be on the ground. Could be 2, 5, 4, 3. Wow, they give up 2 hits, but they don't give up a run. And we go to the bottom of the first inning. A 5-4-3 double play around the horn. It's 0-0. Yep. And we go the other way, Mike Hegland. You can't believe those stats. Those are different stats. Mike Hegland, and you can only believe the stats they get up in a postseason. But here's Mike Hegland now, ready to go. And Doug Griffin. Doug Griffin right now will go. Bottom of the first inning, Hegland to Griffin, we're underway. That'll be on the ground, a bunt. The throw to first, they get him 1 out, just like the Kansas City Royals. Freddie Patek, 1 pitch, 1 out. You have Griffin, Aparicio, Smith, Yastrzemski, Petrocelli, Scott, LaHood, Fiore, and Montgomery. Bottom of the first down, 1 out. Here's Hegland, Mike Hegland. And that's going to be high, ball 1. So Luis Aparicio will be batting, hitting .250 for the series. That was game number 3, and that's playoff series. That's going to be a ball inside, 2-0. Well, Kansas City wants to get a few early outs, but they don't want any bunts. They want actual ground ball outs. A lot of ball movement by Kansas City when they batted. That'll be to right field. And it'll be caught. 2 outs. Aparicio flies out to right field. Remember, here's Reggie Smith now. The winner of this game moves on. The loser's done. You got to remember, it's a one-and-done game. And Hagelin, that's going to be a strike, 0-1. So when it's a one-and-done game, you have no other. That'll be on the ground, picked up second to first. They make the out. We go to the second inning. It's a 0-0 game. Lou Piniella, as we'll start out in the top of the second inning. Only 5 pitches for Gary Peters in the first. And let's see this as Lou Piniella. Low ball 1. Now Kansas City put the ball in motion a lot of times. They had 2 hits and 3 outs. 3 outs. They had a double play. So Lou Piniella going very deep into the count. Advocate 8. Good to see you. Foul ball back. Advocate 8. This is a win and move on. Losing, you're done. This is it. All telling final game of a series. That'll be fouled off in the National League. Both St. Louis won and the Dodgers won. Atlanta kind of blew it in their game too, but here they go, the 2-2. And oh, what a catch! And that's going to be 1 out. What a catch there. Look at this, and I'm going to do the final game when I'm in Cambodia so people see I'm broadcasting again. And they can tune in for the divisional series. And that's going to be a strike there. It's going to hit the outside corner. Cookie Rojas. He'll be, I believe, 5th or 6th batting. We got to see. He's 6th. Hasn't had a hit all series. And Peters now, that'll be fouled away, 0-2. 1 out, nobody on. Rojas, they don't want to lose their momentum in batting. They want to keep, oh, that's going to be inside, 1-2. So they want to keep hitting and hitting and hitting. The pitch, it's going to be low, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, top of the second inning. And Cookie, that'll be a little bit and a base hit. And caught. They're going to go to second. So the movers come Thursday, and they're going to take all my things. Then I go home for a couple months in Pennsylvania. And then I go out, and I will be off to Cambodia in late July. And I don't know when my stuff will be there. But that's going to be 1-0 here in the top of the second. Bob Oliver. So Oliver now, 1-0, top of the second inning. And that'll be fouled it off, 1-1. Last game, Oliver, a double and an RBI. He had the only RBI of the game. I said it was a 1-0 game. He's had a great series. Oliver, and that's going to be a strike, 1-2. I know, when you lose your job in Pakistan, then yeah, that is a huge move. But it's I'm really excited about it. It's a good school. It's up and coming, and I just have all the hope in the world. The 2-2 top of the second inning, the pitch. That'll be on the ground. They pick it up, 5, 4, 3, and they get him out. The second double play in as many innings, and we go to the bottom of the second inning. It's a 2-2 game. Carl Yastrzemski. And here's Yastrzemski, as it'll be bottom of the second inning. It'll be high to right field. And underneath, it'll be 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Hagelin will come in. It's a quick game. Rico Petrocelli now will come in. Very aggressive hitting. This is the bottom of the second. There were 6 pitches in the first inning by Hagelin. And that'll be to right field. It might hit the ground. And oh, what a catch. 2 outs, and Otis is, what a catch. He just went in center field, and watch this. He was really good in his efficiency, 64 feet. And Otis, what a catch. And now, George Scott hitting .500 for the series in a 7-1 game, but in 1-0, you're not getting a lot of help. So it's going to be George Scott now, 0-0. High to right field. This one will be back and caught, 3 outs. That's going to end 2. It's been a quick game. Only 12 minutes for 2 innings. We go to the third. Jerry May. Jerry May will be in. Here's Gary Peters, a 0-0 game. Kansas City had a couple on. They keep hitting into double plays, but you know, that'll be low ball 1. May was 0 for 3 last time with 2 strikeouts. The biggest thing is, May is hitting .429. It'll be 2-0, the double plays. They got to stop doing that. Whatever they got to do. They're getting people on. It'll be 3-0. He didn't get it there. Joe Keogh's on deck. He's been up 7 times in the postseason. I can tell by his average what that's going to be. Top of the third inning, the 3-0. They walk him in 4. And Jerry May will go to first. Boston wants to win their first World Series since 1918. That'll be on the ground. This could be 3 for 3 for double plays, and it is. 3 innings, 3 double plays. Unbelievable. And you can see this here. This is a 3-6-3 double play. So here's Freddie Pontek, 0 for 1. And that'll be on the ground, should be easy, and 3 outs. It's a weird game. You got a lot of base runners, but a lot of double plays happening. And we go to the bottom of the third inning, the score 0-0.
Leading off for the Red Sox.
So here's Joe LaHood. We go to the bottom of the third inning. It is probably about 80-mile-an-hour winds outside right now in my house in real life. Oh, what a bounce right there, 1 out. What a bounce. It went right to the catcher. It was almost like it was on AstroTurf. And Mike Fiore now. Hagelin, 11 pitches. And outside ball 1. On the outside, he reached for it. That'll be Lou Piniella, 2 outs. So there is a lot of action going on. Remember in the first game, it was like a stare down, you know. It was like watching a poker game. Just people looking at the pitches, looking at each other. Now there's a lot more action. Bottom of the third inning, nobody on, 2 outs. And Montgomery will foul that off, 0-1. And it is what happens when you get the third pitchers up. So Montgomery now hitting 1/3, 333, and that'll be fouled off. 0-2. 1-2. Montgomery now, bottom of the third inning. Oh, that's going to be ripped by Lou Piniella. Doesn't even move. And we're going to go to the fourth. Wow, a lot of hitting going on here. Shaw, Hopkins, and Otis. This is like an arcade game. Here's Paul Shaw. 1 for 1. He singled in the first inning. Remember, Patek tried to bunt. Now here's Paul Shaw, and he got a base hit. So he's 1 for 1. Shaw will foul that off, 0-1. Here in the top of the fourth inning was 1 for 4th, a single in game number 2. The winner of this gets to play Baltimore in a 7-game series. And that'll be down low, 1-1. So the 1-1. That'll be fouled off again, 1-2. 3 innings. They've turned 3 double plays. First time in a postseason that has happened. Struck him out, and that's going to be 1 out. Shaw will go down. And Kansas City will have a strikeout here. There's 1. Down low, 1-1. 1-2, and then, oh, he swung and he missed on that, the curveball. Here's Gale Hopkins, 1 for 1. That'll be a ball outside. So Hopkins, 1 for 1. He singled in the first. Remember that first and second in a double play to end the inning. 1-0. Swing and a miss. It'll be 1-1. Boston hoping. Gary, it's going to be low. 2-1. I know. And in 71, they made the World Series. It might be another Pirates-Orioles World Series. You never know. The 3-1, top of the fourth. And they walk him. And Hopkins will go to first. That's his second walk of the day, allowed by Gary Peters. And here's Amos Otis, center fielder. So Amos Otis grounded out in the first. Amos on the ground. Oh my goodness. Oh my. 4 for 4 in double plays. I don't think I've seen that in a long time. 4 for 4 for double plays. He was even stealing on it too. And they were able to get the out at second and get the out at first.
Leading off for the Red Sox, the second baseman,
So here we go. This is going to be the here come the Red Sox. Doug Griffin, 0 for 1. He's the leadoff hitter. We go bottom of the fourth. And that's going to be a strike. He was 0 for 4 in the last game. Boston did not score in the last game. Remember, Boston has only scored 1/2 inning in this whole series. High pop fly, center field, Otis, and the catch, 1 out. Boston has only scored in the second inning of game number 1. Kansas City had a 1-0 lead. They scored 7 in that inning and led 7-1, and that was it. So they haven't scored since the second inning of game number 1, and that's going to be a strike. So Aparicio is up, and that'll be 1-1. Oh, 2-0, sorry. So Hagelin at 2-0. That's going to be a strike there. Quickly, 2-1. It's going to be outside, 3-1, bottom of the fourth inning. Nobody on. Reggie Smith is on deck. He grounded out in the first. So bottom of the fourth, the 3-1. Strike, and they're going to make it 3-2. Well, I don't know whether he has a perfect game going on or not. And that'll be fouled away. So Boston trying to get anybody on base here in the fourth. High pop fly to left center field. And Lou Piniella with the catch, 2 outs. Kansas City's doing a good job defensively. They just got to get in a run, and here's Reggie Smith. 7-1 win in game number 1, and that's going to be a ball outside. So Hagelin now the 1-0. Low 2-0. A swing and a miss.
2 balls, 1 strike.
High to left field. This will be back. Piniella, and it is caught right on the wall, and almost they would have taken it. They're starting to get to him, but they can't get a hit. And we go to the 5th. Piniella, Rojas, and Oliver. Lou Piniella lined out in the 2nd inning. So here's Lou. Hard hit and a base hit, and Piniella will get the 4th base hit of the day for the Royals. Remember, 4 innings, 4 double plays they've hit into. That's got to be a new record. It isn't a Nintendo NES game. Cookie Rojas. And that's going to be fouled off. Singling in the 2nd inning. Rojas. That's going to be a strike. So 0-2, top of the 5th, nobody out. Cookie Rojas now, 1 for 1. That'll be on the ground and fouled away. You want to make sure you're not reaching for something and hit into another double play. If you do that, then that's not good. So here's Gary Peters, the 0-2. 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Cookie Rojas. 2-2. Wind is about 80 miles an hour outside. Gusts are that high. I see trees bending outside. Oh my God, 5 for 5. Yep. 5 innings, 5 double plays. I've never seen anything like it. Five innings and 5 double plays, 3-6-1. They're getting people on base. They just keep hitting them into double plays. Bob Oliver 0 for 1, and that's going to be high ball 1. So he grounded out in the 2nd inning. Top of the 5th inning. Fouled it off. The 1-1. 1-2. Top of the 5th inning. Kansas City nothing, Boston nothing. And that's going to be a ball 2-2. If Kansas City were win, they play Baltimore, and that would be a big series. That's going to be another base. Oh, no, it isn't. Playing way back, 2nd to 1st. We go to the bottom of the 5th. The Royals are the only ones with hits.
Leading off for the Red Sox,
Yaz Petrocelli. And I think Cortez, it's going to be, I don't know. Here's Yaz, Carl Yastrzemski. Bottom of the 5th, the 1-1. That'll be the first base hit, and they go to the wall. Can Yastrzemski get two? They take it. Lou Piniella throwing it in, and they're going to get a stand-up double for Carl Yastrzemski. Carl Yastrzemski starts off the inning really, really big. And they're getting a hold of this, so Yastrzemski now. Can Boston get on the board first? Here in a deciding game number 3, Petrocelli now against Hagelin. And low ball 1. So Hagelin's got to be careful. He wants to pitch around Petrocelli, set up the double play. But you can't expect them to hit into it like Kansas City has. Bottom of the 5th, the 1-0. High 2-0. Rico. Oh. Two and one. Swing and a miss. 2-2, and can Hagelin get Petrocelli? Technically, Petrocelli can double sacrifice. High pop fly, but that's not going to be enough to get somebody to third. There's the catch. That's going to be 1 out. So Kansas City holding on. And that was a great catch there, but he jammed him. And now here comes George Scott. Flew out in the second inning. Remember, they only have 1 hit on the day by Carl Yastrzemski. So here's George Scott, 0 for 1. And that's going to be a strike. Bottom of the 5th inning. On the ground, nobody's gonna go. They get the out and they stay at second. 2 outs. What a play by the Royals, and here's Joe LaHood. Joe LaHood, bottom of the 5th inning. And that's gonna be 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. That'll be a quick hit, and will they score? Let's see. They're going to throw it. Will they go? No, it'll be first and third. And LaHood gets a big base hit. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Watch this. LaHood, good night. But they were playing shallow. And they couldn't get the distance in that ball. They picked it up close to home. Here's Mike Fury. Bottom of the 5th, 2 on, 2 outs. And they might, and they will. They're going to make it 1-0. Will they go to third, to throw to third? No, it'll be first and second. Hagelin has given up base hits, and it's 1-0 Boston. In an all-or-nothing take-all third game. And Boston is loving that. Kansas City has had 5 innings and 5 double plays. 2 outs here, 1-0 Boston. Here's Bob Montgomery, 0 for 1. That'll be on the ground, short to first, and that'll end the inning, but Boston gets 1. Mike Fiore with a long hit. They have 3 hits and 1 run in that inning, and it's 1-0 Boston. And that's going to be a strike. This is Jerry May now. Jerry May. Five innings, 5 double plays. Here's Peters now. And that's going to be a strike, 0-1. I can't believe it. 5 innings, 5 double plays. And they're going to get out there. 2 outs. No double play. This will be the first Kansas City inning where they don't have a double play. And here's Freddie Patek. He bunted one time, and I believe he has a double play. So Gary Peters trying to end this. And it's going to be a ball inside. Ball 1, 1-0. Top of the 6th. Last game he was 0 for 4 with the strikeout. 0 for 2 in this game. It'll be 1-1. Freddie Patek for the Kansas City Royals. High pop fly. Number 3. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is Doug Griffin, Aparicio, and Reggie Smith. Here's Doug Griffin, bottom of the 6th inning. A 1-0 game in Hegland now. High and a strike, they call that one. So Hegland gave up a lot last inning. That's going to be a base hit to right field, but will it be more than a single? No, it'll just be a single. So Griffin will get on. They're starting to hit Hegland hard, but they need ground balls for double plays. And here's Luis Aparicio. Inning number 6. Swing and a miss. Safe. No double play there. And it's 0-1. What a run. Bottom of the 6th inning, the 0-1. It'll be fouled back and 1-1. Luis Aparicio. Bottom of the 6th inning. That's going to be outside. 1-2. The 0-2 to 1-2. Fouled that one off. Still 1-2. By Hegland going into the bottom of the 6th. You know, we talk about it's actually going in and out and in and out and the pressure and all that. Struck him out, and that's going to be 1 out with a man on second. Good night, and the catch. So here's Reggie Smith, bottom of the 6th. High into right field. That'll be foul. 0-1. Fly out, grounded out. 0 for 2. And that's going to be a strike there. 0 for 2, 0 for 4 in the last game. The 0-2, bottom of the 6th, 1 out, 1 on. Reggie takes it high, 1-2. Now we're on the pace of a regular game. The first 4 innings were blistering fast, and I think that they're getting into situations now where they're really putting a brake on and looking at them. That'll be on the ground. They will not go to third. The quick throw, 2 outs. I mean, when you look at it, we're already going to be in the top of the 7th inning very soon. And Carl Yastrzemski, a double and a run, 1 for 2. Yastrzemski, and that's going to be a ball down low. One and 0. Bottom of the 6th. On the ground, they're going to end the inning here. Second to first. Well, 1-0 game. Kansas City keeps getting out of things, but we go to the 7th. Not much going on here, Paul Shaw. Here's Paul Shaw. High into right field. Will it hit the ground? Yes, it will. And Shaw will get on. Remember, they had 5 double plays hit into in this game. So Shaw gets on first. And he's excited, but Gary Peters knows I'll just be normal and no hit into a double play. So Shaw will get on. That's a 5th base hit of the day for Kansas City. Here's Gail Hopkins, 1 for 1 today. On the ground. Oh, and that's a base hit. 2 are on now with nobody out. And now there is concern. 2 pitches and 2 hits. And Gary Peters right now, you see 6 innings, giving up 6 hits, struck out 1, walked 2. Amos Otis 0 for 2. Very big now. 2 on, nobody out. And a strike there, 0-1. Giving up that first pitch he has. That Stitch VR, this is the show 24, yes. This is MLB the show 24. Actually, PlayStation gave it away for free actually a while ago. This could be the 6th double play. There's one, and he's safe. So they can sacrifice him in. They can still hit into the 6th double play. Here's Lou Pinelli singled in the 5th. But yes, it's MLB the show. And right now, this is Lou Pinella against Gary Peters. Top of the 7th, 1 out. They throw to Varsity safe. Kansas City, this is Lou Pinella. This is huge. Because they haven't had a runner on 3rd. They've all been double plays. Pinella high ball 1. First 5 innings. All had a double play in them. Number 6 didn't. Well, number 7. It'll be 2-0 to Lou. And you got to be wondering this if you're Boston. Remember, you lose, it's over. There is no game 4 for anybody. It's a wild card round. High and a base hit, and 1 run will score. Will they go to 3rd? They're going to throw to 3rd. He's safe. It's 1-1. And Lou Pinella with an RBI single. And what a big hit that is. Lou is loving it. And Lou Pinella, look at this. Good night. A new pitcher will come in. And that's it for Gary Peters. He's done. So Stitch VR, good to see ya. And here's the spaceman, Bill Lee. Bill the Spaceman Lee. And here's Cookie Rojas. Cookie Rojas will start off. Look at this. 1 on, 2 on, 1 out. Top of the 7th inning. This is going to be the 6th double play they've hit into. They have hit into 6 double plays out of 7 innings, but Lou Pinella has tied the game at 1. I can't believe that just happened.
Leading off for the Red Sox, the 3rd baseman.
So Rico Petrocelli. 0 for 2, bottom of the 7th inning. That'll be on the ground. 3rd to 1st and 1 out. So Rico goes down. Could this be another extra inning game? We just had LA and Atlanta in game 2, and LA won 3-2 in 12 innings. Here's George Scott now. Swing and a miss, trying to win the game in 1 swing. So Bottom of the 7th inning. On the ground. 2 outs.
Now batting, number 15.
Joe LaHood. Here's Joe LaHood now. Bottom of the 7th, 1-1. Eglin. Hit hard and foul. Wow, you wonder, this is for all the marbles. You slip up now, doesn't matter how good you are, you're going home. When you look at who wins these series, backups, third string pitchers, that is very big. Bottom of the 7th, 1-1. The 1-1 to right field, it's going to be back. Maybe. Oh, and it goes for it. Oh, and it hits the wall. That's big. He could go for 3 now. It didn't go out. And let's see. They're going to throw home. And no, it's going to be a triple with 2 outs. Joe LaHood with a triple. And if it would have gone over, it would have been a double. But Joe LaHood, watch this. He misses and hit the wall, so that means he was going. Here's Mike Fiore, 1 for 2. Bottom of the 7th. And that's going to be a ball outside, 1-0. Mike Fiore has his single, and the only RBI for Boston. This is such a big at bat, and that'll be a strike. Maybe not the best, but they're playing borders here. Fitzsimmons and Jim Rooker. Wasn't Rooker a Pirate? Fiore now 1 for 2, bottom of the 7th inning. 1 on with 2 outs. Oh, that's going to be a strike. The 1-2 with 2 outs. On the ground and fouled away. One and 2. It'll be 2-2. So Mike Fiore 1 for 2, trying to get home the game-leading run. Maybe foul. Oh my. Keogh looked at that and said, whoa. 2-2 pitch. Oh, he dove after that. It's going to go up and caught. So we go to the 8th. It's going to be 1-1. What a catch there. Kansas City's hit into 6 double plays. Here's Ken Tatum. You got to do everything with your bullpen because you got no games left after this. No one to hide, no one to do anything. So here's Bob Oliver now, 0 for 2, top of the 8th. Swing and a miss. 0-1. Again, that'll be Tatum. It'll be 0-2 quickly. Bob Oliver. He had to reach, and this will be a 3rd to 1st. They got it 1 out. The deciding game, how will this end? Jerry May now walked in the 3rd. Kansas City has scored exactly 1 run in every single game in the series. Now they got to break streak and score 2 if they want to win. That'll be a strike, Murray and Bolin. The 0-1. That'll be a ball outside. 1-1. One ball, two strikes. High into left field. It'll be caught. 2 outs. So Joe Keogh now lined out, grounded out. You never know in baseball. It's not like soccer. You never know how an inning's going to go. Should be the end of the inning, second to first. Bottom of the 8th. The Red Sox. It's a 1-1 game. Here's Al Fitzmaurice. Al Fitzmaurice in the postseason has pitched an inning. It is a new pitcher. So here's Al Fitzmaurice for Kansas City. Bottom of the 8th inning, and here's Bob Montgomery. Lined out, grounded out. So Fitzmaurice. Oh, that's going to be a base hit. Wow, it's like I said this before, it's like bringing home a date. Your kid bringing home a date. I don't care, girl or guy, and all of a sudden, your first impression is, oh my God, what is this? And now I see this as Doug Griffin. So Al Fitzmaurice is making Kansas City nervous. And that's going to be a ball inside. The slider doesn't work. Griffin 1 for 3, singled in the 6th. Oh, you got to wonder about this. The pitch, low, and it'll be 1-1. 2-0, sorry. Rooker and Nelson are in there. So here's Griffin now, the 2-0 to Griffin. That'll be the first strike. Well, the first real strike. I'm going to be honest with you. Any base hit is considered a strike. But that's the first time we've seen a strike on the batter here. That'll be 3-1. Can they walk both? If they do, Kansas City will be down to their last 3 outs. 3-1, bottom of the 8th inning, 1 on, nobody out. Strike, and they call it there, 3-2. Doug's got to sit back. Three and two, bottom of the 8th. Struck him out, and he did chase ball number 4, and he's upset. But he did chase ball 4 in the umpire cam right there. So here's Aparicio. 0 for 3, bottom of the 8th inning. 1 on, 1 out. And low ball 1. Fitzmaurice. I mean, they're taking him deep into the count. I don't know if you want to do that. 1-0, bottom of the 8th inning. Fouled it off, 1-1. Was getting a lot in trouble and throwing meatballs, but now this is pitch number 10 in the inning, 1-1. On the ground. They're going to get 1, and they're only going to get 1. Rojas at second, and good defensive play. They get the lead runner. Here's Reggie Smith, 0 for 3. Hard hit, foul, 0-1. Reggie grounded in the 6th. But right now, I mean, the 9th inning is like an extra inning. Use the line, you lose the 9th inning in a tie game, then you're done. High and a pitch out, 1-1. I don't know if you want to do that. I mean, it was a high pitch out. You just don't know. Bottom of the 8th inning, 1 on, 2 out, the 1-1. Little chopper. Yep, and that's all they get. That was lightning, man, and it was close. But we go to the 9th. It is lightning outside. It is bad weather out here. And here's Freddie Patek, Ken Tatum. 8 pitches, last inning, deep to left field. Way back, and this one is off the wall. And it takes a funny bounce. And they're going to third, but they won't go to third. It'll be a double, so no double play there. Freddie Patek, a high pop fly. And let's see how close it was to a home run. Oh, no, it wasn't close. So here's Paul Shaw now. 9th inning. Shaw 2 for 3 and a strike. That's why, you know, if you're Kansas City and you give them up and it's the bottom of the inning, you're nervous. But if they give up a run, then the Red Sox know the advantage is you can play small ball, and you know it. Oh, my. If they would have picked him off, that would have been the moment of the series, maybe the playoffs. Oh, he broke his bat, and he didn't like it. And that's going to be an out, 1 out. He got jammed, and you can't blame Shaw on that. The bat broke and didn't go as far as he wanted. Now here's Gale Hopkins, 2 for 2, 2 singles. In a 1-1 game, top of the 9th inning, 1 on, 1 out. They go to second, he's safe. Well, I'll tell you what, if Patek can get to third, you're looking at a sacrifice if there's 1 out. Oh, they're going to third. He's safe, and they can sacrifice him in. Oh, my, that was legit, too. That was legit, and now on the ground, it'll be 0-2. What they don't want is a strikeout or anything with 2 outs and a man on third. They don't want that. 2 for 2 is Gale Hopkins. High, and they're not going to catch that, because if they do, they'll come around and score. So they can't catch foul bombs. Hopkins now has 2 singles. That's going to be a ball, 1-2. So Ken Tatum, he is up to 15 pitches right now. 1 on, 1 out, a sacrifice position for Patek. Ball, and it's going to be outside, 2-2. Gale Hopkins trying right now. Inside, 3-2. And Amos Otis. Well, here's the thing. If you walk him, you can get a double play. And that would be the 8th double play of the day. Already 7. There's only been 1 inning. But they haven't had one, and it's 2-1. No need there, and it's 2-1 Kansas City. They might pull the upset. They lose game 1, 7-1. They win game 2, 1-0. And this is the first game they've scored more than 1 run in. And it is the 3rd and deciding game. Ken Tatum has given up a solid hit. And here's Amos Otis. And Otis, that'll be fouled away. He grounded out in the 7th inning. Amos Otis, 0 for 3. That'll be low and on the ground. No way. No, he's safe. I was going to say 8 double plays. I already have 7 of them. And that's going to be 2 outs. Here's Lou Piniella. He's had 2 singles and an RBI. Boston will be down to their last 3 outs. And that'll be a strike. The curve at 76. Top of the 9th inning, the 0-1. On the ground. They pick it up, throw it to first, and that's it. Boston has 3 outs, but Gail Hopkins, the hero right now, it's 2-1. Tom Bergmeyer. He's it. And here's Carl Yastrzemski. It's 2-1. 3 outs. 3 outs away for Kansas City. It would be a major upset. Inside ball 1. Boston needs base runners. They are very nervous at the moment. This is highly nerve-wracking. They're down to their last 3 outs for the season. And that's going to be a strike, 1-1. 0 runs, they lose. 1, we play on. 2, they win the series. On the ground and a base hit, and Yastrzemski gets on again. Carl Yastrzemski will get on in the bottom of the 9th inning. And now, Rico Petrocelli. And that's going to be a ball inside. So Rico, the ground out in the 7th. So Rico Petrocelli. 2-0. Bergmeyer, he wants to go from great to maybe giving up the series. 3-0 now. Do you swing on this? You don't know. I don't know. I'm an announcer, not a manager. The 3-0. And they just take it 3-1. 0 for 3. Rico Petrocelli. Bottom of the 9th, 1 on. Nobody out. Petrocelli, it'll be 3-2. If he can get on and have 2 on with nobody out, they're going to think of winning. The series winning run is Petrocelli. On the ground, maybe. They're down to their last out. Petrocelli has just grounded out into a 3-6-3 double play, and everybody is in shock. They go from loving it now to absolutely, wow. They go from loving it to George Scott being it. Bottom of the 9th inning. Scott will foul it away 0-1. And he grounded out in the 7th. This is it. Kansas City right now can win it. With an out, Scott can only tie. The 0-1. High pop fly. Will they get it? No, and foul. 0-2. Down to their last strike. 1-2. They're alive. If you're a Red Sox fan, you've been waiting 70 years. You're in the playoffs. You might have to wait another one. Fouled it off and still in. Bergmeyer can't get rid of Scott. Can't get rid of them. They're down to their last strike. This is huge. The 1-2. No, they're alive still. It'll be 2-2, bottom of the 9th. Three and 2. They were down to their last strike, and Joe LaHood, who had a triple and a single. He started off 0-2, and now it's 3-2. They're down to their last strike. He's hoping to get on. He's the tying run. The 3-2. Fouled it off. He's still trying to get it. He's still staying alive. This will be pitch number 9. Bottom of the 9th. The 3-2. Oh, to right field, and that one is on the ground. Here's Scott. He'll go to at least second, and he will stop at second. George Scott was down to his last strike. It was 0-2, and he fouled it off a 9-pitch at bat, and it is Scott on second with 2 outs. George Scott. Oh, you gotta love it. And now, here's LaHood. Oh, is it being out? And it's over! Kansas City has won the series. They won the series on the first pitch to LaHood. He jacked it, and it was a fly ball, and Kansas City has won Game 3 2-1. Kansas City with a major upset. They have beaten the 3rd-seeded Boston Red Sox. No, the 4th-seeded Boston Red Sox. So the 5th-seeded Kansas City Royals. Patek 1 for 4, double and a run. Piniella 2 for 4, an RBI. Hopkins 3 for 3, an RBI. Freddie Patek stealing third was everything. And Shaw 2 for 4. For Boston, LaHood was 2 for 4 with a triple, but he got the final out. Yastrzemski 2 for 4, a double and a run. George Scott 1 for 4, a double. And Mike Fiore 1 for 3, an RBI. Al Fitzmaurice gets the win. Ken Tatum the loss. Bergmeyer will get the save. Freddie Patek is the player of the game. Looking at the box score, the Kansas City Royals. Hopkins 3 for 3, Piniella 2 for 4. When you talk about grounding into a double play, Keogh, Rojas grounded into 2, that's 3. Oliver is 4, and Amos Otis grounded into 2, that's 6. Out of 9 innings, they grounded into a double play. For the Boston Red Sox, they had Yastrzemski and LaHood, both with 2 hits, but LaHood was the last out. Petrocelli had the grounding into a double play, the only one there. And Ken Tatum with the loss. Bill Spaceman Lee only with 2/3 of an inning. And Ken Tatum will get the loss there. Taking a look, the pitcher analysis. Here's Hagelin, 70 overall. Bergmeyer, 19. Fitzmaurice with 13. On the other side, you have the Red Sox. Peters with 63, Tatum 22, Lee with 1 pitch. It was a double play, and that was it. Now for the batters. 102 pitches to the batters. There's Aparicio Fiore, LaHood. That was incredible. I know, it was weird. I think actually the story of the game, Advocate 8, was Kansas City grounding into 6 double plays. This game could have been 5-1, 6-1. But grounding into all those double plays, it could have been 6-1, killed all those rallies. 6 double plays. That's incredible. And here's Kansas City. The 6 double plays they have, unbelievable. Keogh with a double play. Rojas with 2. Oliver with 1. Otis with 2. That's incredible. So I think it looked at what Kansas City was a lot closer than what they wanted. In fact, if Boston would have scored, they would have been Nah, we're good there. If Boston would have scored then and won the game, then they would have that would have been, they would have won a game that they stole. That would have been a typical baseball sort of thing where Kansas City kept getting people on base and whatever. So Kansas City will play Baltimore. Baltimore will be huge favorites in that one. All these are 7-game series. I really think the National League is going to really be a lot more competitive. But when we get to Cambodia, I am going to do Detroit, New York Yankees. That'll be in early August. God, I don't want to even think about that. Don't want to even think about that. This might be my last broadcast before I do that, because tomorrow's darts and my PlayStation goes away on Thursday. Now, in the summer, I'm going to have broadcasts, but it'll be the computer announcer, and I'll do a lot of AI-generated box scores. I love the AI-generated, and I'll have that announcer again doing the 2 minutes of sports. And Tubby.com, that's how, when you go to my regular video section of my YouTube page, that's how I made all those videos. I went to Entebbe.com, or Entebbe, they changed their name, and he has a thing, and it's really funny. I really take a while, and I love the summer because I work on the scripts, and it's really fun. I make it a quick minute, so instead of reading stuff, you can just watch it. But all right, that's going to be it for me today. I don't know when the next time I might be on tonight. I just don't know. I might do something tonight. Have a good night. I'll see you later.